Hey, I'm eating lamb. That's like an Australian thing. But I have this really amazing fucking solution for everyone in Australia, all the red voters that try to turn Australia into China. There is an easier way. And I'll write it in red text for you now. And I don't know whether anyone's ever told you this. And I'm not trying to mock you. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say anything political or derogatory. This is an actual legitimate and serious suggestion to anyone who just tried to turn Australia into China. You can just move to China. They have lots of space. It's really cheap. You can buy they have whole cities. Do you know what I mean? Because here is never going to turn into China. We will go to fucking boomerangs and spears in the fucking desert before that happens. You know what I mean? It is like to the CCP trying to fucking still talk shit about our port. That's our port. You have a port. That's where you'll have arrivals of people that move to China. You know? Doesn't this go both ways? They'll want to carry on like they've been carrying on here. And if you do anything to them, we'll know. You know? But they're going to, and they don't have much money, but some of them have a little bit of money, and a little bit of money goes a long way in China. And so as soon as all the people that have been voting to turn Australia into China just move to China, all of this will be sorted out. And it's funny. It's always I don't go along with that whole I'm going to put a Bali hut out the back of my fucking house and make it look like Bali. It's like, just go to Bali. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna start a fucking communist fucking uprising fucking intifada and steal people's children and destroy their businesses and try and turn another foreign country, British Empire colony, into China. I'm just gonna move to China. I'm not, but you are. It's easy as fuck. Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty easy. You have to ask someone in China. You'd be like, hey, China, do you have a bit of China for sale that I could go live in? Instead of turning the country, instead of being a welfare recipient, wandering lunatic, basically fucking, holding the entire country hostage until Australia turns into China. Could I just move there? And they'll be like, yes, move here. Move to China. And then what gets weird is a lot of the people that have been trying to turn Australia into China, they get paid by the Australian government to try and turn Australia into China. So what's it like? Can we just keep paying them once they move to China? And China's going to be like, no, obviously you can't have Australian citizens that you're paying from Australia to move to China, because that would be called an invasion. Obviously, you can't have autonomous fucking moving around people from fucking Australia living in our glorious fucking closed off communist utopia, because they might infest the Chinese people with their fucking with their welfare mindset. So it's like it all breaks down as soon as the fucking paid welfare recipients, instead of trying to, because they're not going to make it. China has already made China. They made too much China. China made too much China. They always have. They used to actually make China. that's why it's called China. And then the British Empire distributed it. They made too much silver as well, like silverware. That's why, all the silverware, all the cutlery obsession with the British Empire as well and it's like they've now made too much China for the Chinese. And so if you're an Australian that was trying to turn Australia into China, you should just move to China. Respectfully, well done. Write me a postcard. I hope it goes okay. My thoughts and prayers and wishes and all of that will be with you when you move to China. I'm wondering if this gets to my mum, I'm wondering, hey, mum, are you going to move to China? It's a long way for all this team news shit to come all the way. Like how many fucking shipping containers and oil and carbon footprint. What is the carbon footprint of my mum's fucking ornament collection? It's huge. Mum, just moved to China. Yeah? Mum, are you going to move to China? I know you've been having a relationship with China for a long time. I think it's time for you to move in with each other. I think it's time, like you thought you could rush along me moving in with my girlfriend by bringing some fucking militia in and at gunpoint demanding that I leave because I was mentioning, your love affair with China and the strange conflict of interest of the fact that you were paid by the West Australian government to rob my father, and then you're paid by the West Australian government to support a burgeoning Chinese fucking enterprise on Australian soil. Mum, just move to China. Take Christy with you. You could both be Chinese. God knows you're not fucking Australian. It's like, this goes a long way. What about if we send a lot of people there with money that are going to do all these things and be, whatever? It's like, is that the same as you trying to invade us with all your fucking Belt and Road Initiative? Are they allowed there? God knows. How many people have you got here fucking running around with electronic devices, documenting every driveway and, buying habits and all this other stuff? Are those people allowed to move to China now into your big abandoned fucking cities? I hope so. And then it's like, basically, like, the weird thing is, this is what we've got to actually ask this question. Say mum and my sister, the two mental health patients in my family, say they move to China, right? It's like, how do I know if I'm speaking to them online, whether I'm actually speaking to them online or whether Chinese Huawei fucking artificial intelligence is just creating like an image of them being alive and actually they just killed them on arrival and ate them like an abattoir? How would I know? It's a real leap of faith for mum and my sister to move to China. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I've already, I won't tell you how I already have thought about that reality, but think about that. It's probably cheaper now for AI to create little postcard videos and things like that to upkeep the elderly of Australia. You know what I mean? Once they moved, it's like, yeah, mum's moved to China. Mum and dad have moved to China. Yeah, it's just like Florida. In America, how all the old people move to Florida. Australia, all the old people moved to China. And it would have only taken us 30, 40 years to figure out that China was actually just creating artificial intelligence videos of them being like weighted on hand and foot. But actually, they just killed them on arrival. And they knew, they bet the farm on the fact that no one checks the fucking, what's it called? The fractional reserve banking system. No one was going to check the fractional reserve retirement system either of China. I guarantee you. That's what all this Huawei stuff, all this fucking NVIDIA shit was. It's like they were going to create the fractional reserve retirement village of the world. It's like also on Happy Gilmore, where he goes and visits his granny and she's being fucking, being tortured and tormented by Ben Stiller's character. That's what moving to China as a retirement strategy would have been like in the fractional reserve retirement village paradigm that the Chinese Communist Party was basically assuming. Maybe not all of them, maybe fraction. You've got to keep about 10%. Oh, they check the fucking social media. They're like, he's messaged her 3 times last year. We better actually look after that one. You know what I mean? Send the rest to the fucking mincer, but we'll look after that one because on the surveillance information we've got, that person does in fact keep, you know, an interest in the goings on of their parent or grandparent. Dystopian, isn't it? This is dystopian. This is literally this wasn't in Terminator, because Terminator was by James Cameron, and he's a cunt. This is now. This isn't dystopian. This is reality. And whether they move to China or whether they just become dependent on China in a system that is, you know, dissociatedly unable to be confirmation. There is no confirmation in a digital environment. So it doesn't even matter. China doesn't even exist in this paradigm as long as we're reliant on systems coming from China. Products, services, distribution, information, technology, all of it. So you'll see it's like, according to the Labor Party's movements and governance, the way that they're acting as if we've all moved to China, but we haven't moved to China. We're still here. Do you get what I'm saying? See how many things that like just I can invoke by just holding up a sign that has 3 words on it written in red text. Imagine what you could do with a fucking, you know, artificial intelligent fucking computer generation fucking factory. And if I've just thought of these over, you know, over my lunch here, what do you think the combined Chinese population of indebted fucking servants and slaves is concocting to fool the Western world? The minute Albanese can answer me that, you know what I mean, I'll perhaps try and listen to him. Until then, I'm just going to ponder on the strange dream I had where I met Pauline Hanson. I woke up just after this dream. I met Pauline Hanson. I walked down to a house and I was looking for a rental. And I was like, Pauline. I looked up and it was Pauline and her sister. She had like a twin sister, which was weird because I don't know if she does, but she had a twin sister. And her twin sister and Pauline kind of discussed it. And I was like, is this the $300 a week rental that I saw on the thing with the swimming pool and the 3 bedrooms? And they both cackled and laughed like fucking evil witches. And then said, of course. Like that, they spat all their food out and said, no, this isn't the $350. And then they took me outside to the back of their, like they had about a 2-acre property. They showed me a small shady patch under a tree and they laid out a blanket. And they said, sit down on the blanket. This is the $350 fucking apartment that we've provided for this. This is the advertisement here. You know what I mean? There's no water, no anything. There's a blanket. And you are free to sit here and occupy this blanket for $350 a week. And then I woke up and I was like, that is a fucking weird dream. That is a weird and wacky fucking dream. And so anyone acting like Pauline and her fucking evil fucking twin sister in my dream should move to China. You get it? I hope you can all follow along. I hope there's subtitles. Sometimes there is closed captions and subtitles, sometimes there isn't. And I'm talking in allegory. I'm talking in like mysterious riddles and I almost spilled my drink and things like that. So I don't expect all of the old ladies to be able to keep up. But I just wanted to hold this one up and let you all know that we know. You know what I mean? I know you thought we didn't know, but we know. And also, like always, like Sam Kekovich in Australia Day's coming, it's like, eat lamb. It's good for the brain. Different that way. Hey, perhaps if you all move to China, you'll be able to yeah, you'll be able to free China while you're there. Oh god.